Beckett's Not I, a monologue delivered by mouth. A woman who has been largely voiceless but who suddenly speaks, is frequently presented as a virtuoso turn. It is often talked about in the same terms that we use for a feat of stunning athletic prowess. It is theatre's triple axel. Those who have attempted it point out the difficulties of verbal articulation, the training needed in order to breathe at the right moments during the express-trained delivery, the way the body must be strapped and contained so that all the audience sees is the spotlit mouth suspended 8 feet in the air. Performances of Not I are often measured by the speed with which they are delivered. So what happens when it is performed by a disabled woman? Jess, Thom, best known for the delicious backstage in Biscuit Land, is not particularly speedy, and she definitely isn't virtuoso, at least not in any traditional theatrical sense. There is also the fact that Thom has Tourette syndrome and the verbal and physical tics that accompany it, so when she performs Not I, she is incapable of sticking entirely to the script. On occasion Beckett's words are punctuated with cries of biscuit, which Thom says thousands of times a day. I have Tourette syndrome and here's why I want you to laugh. If, for many performers, Beckett's play feels like something that must be beaten, in Thom's performance, it becomes something that is broadened. This mouth is a disabled woman, whose body has disappeared and whose voicelessness has suddenly given way to a babble of desperate words. Thom makes mouth feel more ordinary, more suburban, and I mean that in a good way, and definitely much more human than is normally the case. We relate to her. We all know this woman. All performances, both in Edinburgh and when it goes to Battersea Arts Centre next spring, are bound to be relaxed, because the performer has no control over her tics and recognises that the audience might not do either. It takes away the reverence that surrounds Beckett's work and makes it accessible to everyone, at the same time raising questions about cultural curation, particularly of classic texts, and about who has access to the theatre and who can perform it. All power to the Beckett estate for agreeing to it. Cleverly constructed package. The auditor becomes a signer. Photograph Murdo MacLeod for The Guardian. This is a cleverly constructed package. Even the shadowy figure of the auditor in Beckett's monologue is transposed into the signer. That includes not just the performance, but context, a film and a discussion. It reminds us that it is the silenced who often have the stories most worth hearing. At Pleasance Grand, Edinburgh, until the 26th of August. Box office 013122600000.